Hey everyone, Camo Striker here with your March 25 VFP Jousting announcement. We'll just call it that. So we're 1 week out from the jousting tournament starting up, featuring the P38 Lightning. Hopefully you have been getting some stick time in this very difficult plane. Not a lot of us can fly it very well. As there have been changes to the rules and times, I'm going to take this opportunity to cover how the tournament works. So in order to compete, pilots must sign up for a set at valleyforgeprintworks.com/tournaments. There are 5 sets available: 11 a.m., 2 p.m., 5 p.m., 8 p.m. and 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The sets are now limited to 6 active pilots, with me, Camo Striker, acting as your ATC. I'm the only person you're supposed to listen to when it comes to jousting. In situations where there are not enough pilots to make even teams, I will join in the rotation. Short-handed rooms will, as always, have an advantage. However, efficient rooms negate that advantage. Sign-ups close 10 minutes before the scheduled time, and pilots can change their time or sign up for a later set if they miss their scheduled flight. So if you signed up for an earlier time in the day, you didn't make it, you can sign up for a later time so long as there are open slots in a later set. Pilots can only fly 1 set per week. That's it. Everybody gets 1 set. 3 rounds to make as many points as you possibly can per week. And sign-ups reset each week. So competitors will need to submit entry forms for each of the 4 weeks of the tournament. You can't just sign up for one time and expect that you'll have that same time every week moving forward. You need to make sure you sign up every week to fly. All sets are conducted in a private lobby. The lobby code is all capital letters VFPTS. And it opens 10 minutes before the scheduled time. If it is not open, do not, and I have to repeat this, do not open the room if it isn't open. Just keep checking back. Because if I'm not in charge, it creates a whole big series of problems for running the joust. Once all pilots have arrived, the set will begin. And if a pilot has not reported in for their flight by 5 after, then the set will begin without them. Spectators are allowed to sit in on a set, but they will not be competing unless there is an implementation of the Grizz rule that will be explained later on. Whoop, wrong page. Screw it. Down you go. A set consists of 3 20-minute death matches. 3 20-minute team death matches with friendly fire engaged, tasks off, and selected planes. Pilots will split into equal teams, ensure the designated plane is their starting plane, and ready up. When the round starts, listen for commands from Camo Striker. I will instruct pilots if the map is usable, where their team will be landing, and which direction their team should be facing. I'm the only person you listen to when it comes to jousting. Once everyone is squared away, the jousts will begin. And as I said, I will be your ATC. I will announce the 2 pilots who are going, give the countdown, then tell you to turn. After the turn, guns are hot. Pilots can use any weapons on the plane to take down their opponent. If they survive the first pass, the pilots will fly straight for a 3-second countdown before I tell them to turn, and they go for a second attempt. If the second attempt does not result in death, the pilots will once again fly away from each other for a 3-second countdown and turn for their last chance to score in that run. If you do not score, you get shot down by your teammates and you land in shame. This is known as the WEPA rule. You get 3 tries to kill your opponent. That's it. If you fail, you land and the rotation moves on. Survivors, as I mentioned, will need to be shot down by teammates or camo striker to ensure that the scores are not affected. This is incredibly important. If I tell you to crash, you can crash without having to worry. But if I tell you to get shot down, you need to get shot down, and you need to get shot down as soon as possible. A crash after the countdown has finished results in a loss. The remaining pilot is awarded a point, and the next 2 pilots go. This is also a newer rule for those of you who are returning after a year or so of not flying. All pilots will fly an equal number of runs in any given round. And as it always comes up, I'll say this now. You have not been skipped. For Christ's sake, I know what the hell I'm doing. You haven't been skipped. The runs are determined by my kneeboard, with one team acting as the home team. The home team will always go one after another. The away team rotates between runs. Don't worry, you haven't been skipped, and I'm sick of hearing that accusation. I run this shit really well. At the minute remaining mark, the countdown becomes 3 seconds, then the turn is called. Pilots will be given their final matchup and can be instructed to shoot on takeoff. You really need to listen in that last minute. For situations involving disconnections, there are contingencies. If a pilot disappears in the first 10 minutes of a round, the remaining time is noted, the scores are recorded, and everyone returns to the lobby. The remaining rounds are played as normal. At the completion of the rounds, the remaining time is played, with the minute remaining mark taking effect at the corresponding time. Basically, we're just running a short round to make up for the time. If a pilot disappears after the 10-minute mark, a substitute replaces that pilot in the lineup, and the number of runs is recorded until the round is completed. This is known as the Grizz rule. The remaining rounds are played as normal. At the completion of the rounds, the disconnected pilot will make up the recorded number of runs they missed in a bull round. Only the green pilot's points count in a bull round. Generally, it's that disconnected pilot, and everyone else is on the other team. So the one pilot will make as many runs as they need to make up to have the same number of runs as every other competitor in that round and in that set. Scores are cumulative, with totals updating after each set is finished. The top 3 pilots overall in the month are awarded physical trophies from Valley Forge Printworks, recording the tournament as well as that pilot's final score. In the event of a tie, the 2 pilots will conduct a sudden death round. We've had a few of these in past years, where they are reset after each run, and one of them will eventually have to get a best-of-3 advantage. Sometimes it takes a while, sometimes it goes fast. You never know, but only those 2 pilots will be competing, and that's it. I, Camo Striker, also have the ability to arbitrarily decide an MVP. That was really hard to say for some goddamn reason. Don't ask me why. But I can arbitrarily decide that there is a tournament MVP, and that MVP can claim a small trophy. It is not the full-size tournament trophies. It's one of the smaller ones you would normally get for an achievement like a hat trick or for something like the Blitz. The tournament is open to any pilot who plays warplanes battles over the Pacific. You do not have to be affiliated with any of the various Facebook groups. You do not have to be affiliated with any company. As long as you play warplanes battles over the Pacific, you are allowed to compete. You just need to make sure that you go to valleyforgeprintworks.com/tournaments and sign up for a set like every other pilot. And there is no cost to compete, which you guys should know. However, we do encourage everyone to support the sponsors with patronage. This costs us money and time to set up and run, so patronage is very much appreciated so that, we might get some money out of doing this nonsense. It does cost money, it does cost time. Sign-ups will be live at noon Eastern Standard Time on March 2nd. 6 pilots per set, 5 sets a week, 4 weeks per tournament. It all starts at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on March 9th. So, the first round will now be at 11 a.m. instead of noon. With that, good luck and Godspeed, pilots. The P-38's a real pain in the ass, but we've got rockets again. And this is Camo Striker. I will see yous in the skies.